You're on the road beyond. Welcome. I'm Todd Duplantis, and we're coming to you from the Houston City College television studios today. Good to have you with us on the show. Doug O'Brien, my co-host.
Yes, happy to be here. I, like everybody else, am getting over the cold or flu or whatever you want to call it, so I hope everyone is healthy. Make sure you like, follow, and share. You can find us on all the social media sites, Facebook, Instagram. We also have a YouTube channel, and you can find us at the Road Beyond Podcast, and Todd on X at Todd Duplantis 65.
That's right. It has been a busy week. A lot of news happening. You know, and Doug, we usually don't cover stories that the mainstream media covers.
Correct.
Unless we find an angle the mainstream media won't touch, and that's what I have here starting the show for you today.
Right.
Greenland's been in the news.
Of course.
All over the place. You hear about it. Trump's been talking, saying, hey, we want Greenland for specific reasons. He's saying for strategic defense of not only the United States, but of NATO and parts of the world as well. Well, what if, just follow me here, we found a UFO underground in Greenland, a massive UFO buried beneath Greenland's ice. Well, it stemmed from a viral post from Interstellar UAP, which claims newly declassified documents point to something huge, literally beneath the ice sheet. Recently highlighted documents from Project Iceworm, a real Cold War U.S. Army program.
Hold on.
For real.
Project Iceworm?
Project Iceworm,
okay.
Yeah. It suggests the extensive underground tunnels hidden beneath Greenland. What are they there for? These tunnels were originally created for military purposes, but the new claim implies they may hide far more than abandoned infrastructures. In fact, the post suggests something huge, non-human, extraterrestrial craft covered under ice, buried in Greenland.
Okay, so this really wouldn't be shocking. We've actually covered a couple of stories where in other parts of the world they've talked about the possibility of UAPs being buried in the ice or moving under the ice. Right, so that's not shocking information, but is there anybody else reporting on this, or is it just good old Iceworm here?
Trust me, bro. No. The Post ties a well-known story that, of course, President Trump wants Greenland, talking about geopolitical ramifications and things that need to be done with Greenland. We need to have a presence there. Right. Well, this speculates that it could be a lot more than just geopolitical. And the story aligns with a larger pattern of rising transparency, whistleblower claims, and public pressure for disclosure. Disclosure. Now, keep that in mind. We talked about that recently as well.
Yeah.
While this speculation is rooted in social media, there may be some fact to it, which could lead us to the next point. Just recently today, UK filmmaker Mark Christopher Lee claims he was contacted recently by a Trump administration insider who says President Donald Trump has already written a historical UFO disclosure speech confirming humanity is not alone. And better yet, take a guess on when he may give this speech.
I'm going to guess on July 4th.
4 days later, July 8th.
Oh, okay.
Which is tied into a very spectacular UFO event. Can you
the Roswell incident?
Exactly.
Okay.
The anniversary of Roswell. So think of this. Let's set the stage. On July 4th, President Trump and the nation and the world will be celebrating the 250th anniversary of this nation. Think about 4 days later, if he does another slam bucket, saying, guess what? We're not alone here, folks, and UFOs are out there.
Well, remember, last week we talked about the involvement of the CIA and Google and that connection there. Now, back to your UAP in Greenland.
Yeah.
When do they think that UAP landed or crashed or whatever it did?
Well, that's the interesting thing about it, because in these type of situations, this thing could have been there for thousands of years.
That's what I'm curious about.
Yeah,
is it a 1940s craft, or is it something from farther back?
Remember when we were talking about Three Eye Atlas for
a while?
They were talking about the fact this thing could be millions of years old, if not older.
Okay, I am intrigued.
You don't know.
I am intrigued, but I would think somebody would have gone and done something in that period of time. I don't know.
Would we have known about it?
What
do you think Discovery's going to go up there with a film crew and dig in the ice?
I don't know. Call me skeptical. But,
Okay. Well,
all right.
We'll keep you up to date on it on the Road Beyond podcast.
I've got an interesting that kind of ties with yours
Yeah.
a little bit. So we're all familiar with Elon Musk and Tesla.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Looking at getting one.
So instead of going out into the alien world, let's talk paranormal.
Okay.
Okay. So Elon Musk, of course, was with the Trump administration in the beginning.
Right.
Teslas, first, Teslas we know are extremely well advanced cars. They have all these sensors,
Yeah,
all these safety mechanisms, but they're starting to pick up something very interesting.
Oh, I've heard about this.
When people are driving
Through
around.
driving through cemeteries.
Yes, let's take a look
Yeah.
right here. There is a young man that saw one of these videos.
Yeah. I've seen
so
this.
he and his buddy thought, hey, you know what? Let's see if this is actually real. So he and his buddy go driving through a cemetery with their Tesla. And as you see, there are no people anywhere to be found.
But there they are, right on the side
But
of the vehicle.
look at that.
This is not the first one of these videos. These things are popping up all
Yes.
over. And you got to think this is a weird phenomenon happening here.
Well, Tesla has actually commented on this.
Oh, really?
Yes, they have said that what Tesla does basically is that they have the sensors on their cars for safety, right?
Yeah.
So what it does is it reads things around the car, whether it's trees or, in this case, in the cemetery, the
Right.
headstones or statues, and that it then estimates what it might be.
Right.
So Tesla is saying that this is just letting you know there is something there, but
We don't know what it is.
We don't know, and there is nothing that can read the biometrics.
Yeah.
But clearly, Teslas are picking up something when they're driving, and these things are moving, and they blink in and out. It's just a very weird phenomenon.
That leads me to believe there's some type of special technology they're using that normal GPS, normal radars are not picking up because they're picking up images. I mean, if I were Elon, I would market these products specifically to the ghost hunting market.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
because that field
Yeah.
has just exploded. I
Yeah.
mean, we do it from time to time.
Right.
But I just find it fascinating that these things are not showing statues. They're
Yeah.
not showing trees. They are showing people, right? So, and it typically is only in the cemeteries. It's not doing it when you drive
Right.
past a garbage can.
Right.
It's not showing a
But
person in the city.
realistically, though, if you're going to go to the fact that, there are ghosts out there, we believe in that.
Right.
Are they only limited to cemeteries? Because it seems to me you can go through historical parts of towns or really anywhere and pick these things up. Why is it specific just to cemeteries?
So they got to stay close to home. I don't know. That it is
don't buy
odd.
that, though.
There are a lot of questions here.
Yeah.
My question: do we know anybody that has a Tesla?
Yeah, we've got one of our Benji, our good friend Benji from the Road Beyond.
We should take Benji.
Well, we're
let
talking-
Benji drive, of course, but let's go test it out.
Well, here's my thought, and this is a proposal. You're going to see this in the next couple of months. We are doing an investigation of Patterson Road,
Yes.
located near Houston, Texas. There's been a lot of paranormal activity. There is a graveyard on that road. So let's get Benji loaded up in his car.
Let's do.
I don't know if he's going to drive it because he's pretty scary about these things. You
Is
remember
it?
what
Yeah,
happened
well,
during
that's
the
true.
next investigation, last investigation. But let's get Benji, and we'll get in his car, and we'll do that drive in there.
I like that. I like it. But this is a very weird phenomenon. So if you happen to drive a Tesla and you've experienced anything like this, please send your videos to us because I really, really am curious about this because there is something going on, whether it's picking up paranormal activity or whether Elon and Tesla has some advanced technology they're not telling us
Or it
about.
could just
Something's
be
going on.
Elon and Tesla with some kind of Easter egg that really bugs people when they drive through graveyards just to get people like us talking about it on a TV show.
As P.T. Barnum said, there's no such thing as bad press.
publicity.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's a possibility, but we'll find out. I can't wait for our investigation.
We're going to continue our show with two more stories. Of course, you won't hear these anywhere else. One of them, time traveler. He's been sending videos from the future.
I've got more ghosts for you. I'm on a ghost theme today.
All right, good job. We're going to be back in about 1 minute. More of the Road Beyond podcast coming your way.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
Welcome back to the Road Beyond podcast. I'm Todd Duplantis.
I'm Doug O'Brien from Houston's Eagle. Welcome. You mentioned, you gave a little tease about time travel, which I think is fascinating because I don't understand how we haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
But you're thinking there's a guy that's accomplished this feat?
Well, could be. And you know, if you saw last week's show, we were talking about projecting into the year 2055 from what will happen. Well, now we got a dude out there who's posting videos on X. They're getting across social media, getting circulated, going viral. He claims he's from 2055. That's right. He's sending videos back, and it's causing a lot of confusion and a lot of questions. Take a look at these videos. The man says he's trapped in France in the year 2055 and cannot return to the present. Why would he want to do that? Well, for several years, he's been posting short videos documenting his experiences. Every video shows a world completely devoid of people. Paris streets that should be crowded are now totally empty and silent. Take a look at that. Roads are deserted. Vending machines, terminals, and storefronts still work as if the country continues to function without a population. In one clip, he enters a game store, video game store, with something for PlayStation 7, a console that does not even exist today. Every game on the shelves is designed exclusively for that future system. Look at that. One of the most unsettling details is that nearby vending machine, as you've seen right there, with only one bottle left inside. The bottle's date's clearly visible. And he also films some videos from inside the Louvre, standing inches from the Mona Lisa. There are no guards, no tourists, no security. He records the view outside the Louvre, Paris frozen in silence. Another video, he films the Empire or the Eiffel Tower with no one there. What is that? Well, is it fake? Some people are wondering what is going on here. How could this guy even access these sites without people present? So obviously it's making people question these videos.
Yeah.
Are they valid? Fact? Fiction? We just don't know.
I have two letters for you.
Oh, yeah.
AI.
But it doesn't have that AI appearance.
True.
that many
Now, there
videos
are
have.
two things. Well, first, have you seen the videos where people are on movie sets and
Yeah.
going
Oh,
from
yeah,
actor
those
to
are
act-
incredible.
Well, this is very similar, but there are two things that make this a little suspicious for me. One, there are no people around.
Yeah.
Have you seen the little docu-series, I think it was on National Geographic, Life Without People?
Yes.
So that
yes,
after a
yes.
period of time,
Things-
things grow
yeah.
up, right? So he's saying
Buildings
there's no
deteriorate. It
right.
doesn't
he's
do
saying
well.
there's
Yeah.
nobody there. Now I get it. It's only 30 years in the future,
Right.
but there are no people around anywhere. How are things being
Maybe
kept
we have robots
clean?
and AI taking care of that. I
Okay.
mean, we could very well be. Look where we come in 2 years.
Lastly, though, for me, this dude is in 2055 all alone, but he's wearing a mask.
I thought maybe Buckethead had transformed himself.
Right.
If you know who Buckethead is, look, Google him. Had transformed himself in the future.
Why? I know what he's going to say. He doesn't want to be recognized here now, but he's not here now. He's in 2055.
You know how hard it is, though, to get these. If you think of shots in movies where it's deserted, I'll go back to
Yeah.
one, and this is really going to date us, folks. But Google this movie because it's probably one of the best ever made, The Omega Man.
Oh, very good. Yes.
Yeah, there are shots of Charlton Heston roaming the streets of, I believe it's L.A.
Yeah.
And you can tell there's no one there. Well, I read how they did the movie. They got out there at like midnight, started setting up, made sure they were there at sunrise to get some of these shots to make the streets look deserted. When it came out on film, they didn't use AI, didn't use extras. I mean, it was deserted streets of Los Angeles. That was incredible what they did with that movie. And how hard of a task was it?
True, but getting close to the Mona Lisa and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I mean, that I just this one is a hard pill for me to swallow. It's just
a hard
not,
pill to swallow, but
too
at
much.
least it's interesting to watch.
It's
And
incredibly
It's
interesting.
getting viral now.
I
so
don't know
we may
how
see more about
the
this.
video game's fascinating. The drink with the
Yeah.
date on it. I mean, you would have to have some pretty incredible equipment or very good AI, because I'll tell you, the AI, I use it at
Yeah.
the radio station, and the AI I use sucks, okay? Because you tell it to make a picture, and it will morph it every time you'll
Yeah,
tell it
yeah.
not to do anything. So he's using a brand or a level of AI that we don't have access to.
Well, just to give you my AI, should have. In fact, I'm gonna show you this picture. I had taken a picture of me and Case Keenum, quarterback for the
Yeah.
Houston Cougars, all right, years ago, and it was a grainy picture. I asked AI to recreate it,
Yeah.
and this is what they came out with. It was insane. As you can see, they really took a lot of liberties upon themselves. So that's where we are with AI right now, folks. We're not just there yet, but we're getting darn close.
Okay, I told you I was going to stick with the paranormal theme.
Yeah, I like that.
We all know about Gettysburg.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I
Now,
want to go there. I've already told my girlfriend it's on the bucket list.
I've been. It is a fascinating place. It's wonderfully set up. You can
Yep.
see and do so much. But in case you don't know, for whatever reason, Gettysburg was the site of one of Civil War's most deadly battles in July of 1863. Over 50,000 soldiers were killed, wounded, or missing during a 3-day battle, right? So the level of death and trauma that happened just during that 3 days is just unbelievable.
Especially here in the United States.
Right.
You know,
So visitors and historians go there all the time, but people are also seeing some residual.
Oh, I've seen some videos
people.
of these. Some really good, convincing videos.
I grabbed a couple,
Yeah.
and these may have been what you've seen.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at these ghosts of Gettysburg.
Oh, I've seen this. Yeah.
Yes.
You'll see them start walking.
Now
and
look,
there's
you'll see it over
there's
there
no
on the
doubt
left.
here.
Right, it's
They
walking.
start walking right to the left to right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you'll see little lights.
Yep.
And then they also start walking back up in the tree line as
Yeah.
if they're marching.
Yeah,
as
it
if
looks
it's
like
residual energy.
they're marching a regiment through the woods there.
And you can tell by the video that this is not AI. This was shot. See right there, you've got one right
This
there in the
video
middle.
is at least 12 to 15
Yes,
years old.
absolutely.
I've seen this before out
Still one of the best
it's
videos
incredible.
out there of the Civil War soldiers.
there. And you got to think
at
if this
Gettysburg.
was a hoax, number one, really? You got this much spare time, number one. But look at that. That's incredible. And number two, it's just too elaborate for a hoax.
Well,
It
and
really
the
is.
people responding were also
I
just-
know. Yeah, their
just
reaction was
baffled
good.
by
Yeah.
it. So there's another one where they have around Gettysburg, they have cannons,
Yes,
and they've
yes.
kept a lot
I
of
think
the
I know where this one's
battlefields the
going.
same
Yeah.
way. There's one. Let's take a look at this video where you have a couple of cannons, and look closely. Oh, this. Okay, well, this is another one. This is the one where they're marching up through. See that light right
I mean,
there?
it's incredible.
And then over to
and
the
then you
left.
start seeing more and more appear.
Right. And they
Yeah.
start walking up through the tree line as if there is a trail. And
Yeah, there
they
it
just
is.
keep
Yeah.
going. And it's what they talk about with residual energy as if it's on a loop. And you can
And it just
see
continues to play.
Yes. And again, the people that filmed this, you can tell it's a few years old, so it's not AI. So I don't know that I have an explanation for this other than it is residual energy.
I saw these, and they were some of the most incredible videos.
Well,
seen
I've got
for
the one
proof
with
of
the
ghosts.
cannons
Yeah.
as well, which is absolutely fascinating. And again, the people, when they're filming it, are blown away. And it is two cannons off to the side, and you see these
Yes.
two ghostly figures
Yeah.
as if they are manning the cannons to reload, as if the war is still going on for these guys.
I've heard theories on this, and I mean, realistically, if you Google this, you're going to go down a rabbit hole, you're going to be there for a couple of hours, because there are a
absolutely.
lot of these videos out there from Gettysburg, and that's been one of the inspirations for me wanting to go there, because there's so much residual energy.
Yes.
You got to think, I mean, what is it? Tens of thousands
Yeah.
of young men died on those battlefields.
Yeah, and
within
think
a
about the
short
ones.
period of time.
Well, think about the ones that died after that.
Yeah.
You actually had a higher probability of dying from an amputation.
That's
and
exactly
the
what I was going to say.
infection,
Yeah,
right?
that's exactly right. Yeah.
I actually I took my mom and my oldest daughter. We went to Gettysburg. We were driving across the country just enjoying a vacation, and we stayed at a little hotel
That's
in
what I want
Gettysburg.
to do. Yeah.
And we had something happen. I can't say for sure what it is, but you know, as guys, when we go to bed, we'll take things out of our pockets, right? So if you take change out of your pocket, you just throw it down on the top of the dresser, right? Got up the next morning, and it was as if it had been stacked and knocked over in a perfect line. And something woke me up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Either my pad that I was watching fell or was tugged, but it was enough to wake me up, and that's when I noticed it. We went to another hotel, and I asked a young lady there, because I wanted to play a prank on my daughter, right? But I said, is this place really haunted? And she goes, oh, yeah, it happens all the time. So definitely
you don't want to challenge them when you don't want to challenge the spirits.
No.
Yeah.
As soon as she said yes, I was like, thank you. And that was it. I believe you 100%. And go if you ever get a chance. It is a wonderful city. The people there are wonderful. But just driving around the battlefields, even if you don't have an experience, just kind of think back and put yourself in that situation during that time. And it is mind-blowing the how big the battlefield is.
Yeah,
you know? It's really stunning.
And I mean, it was such suffering, death, and horrific scenes happening for days. So we've got some more stories for you. One of them involving a naked thief. I hate it when that happens, and we're going to tell you all about it when the Road Beyond podcast returns.
Why is just a starting line, for the true self blooms only when we find our purpose, what makes us tick, below the surface. Our reason why is united, undivided, seeking understanding. My why is diversity and unity, a safe space in my community. It's a million faces in a mirror, and everyone belongs. Find your why for a better us.
What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. Every single one of us can make the stars align, because when we come together, hope and joy will shine. What would you give for a child you loved? To make their wish come true? To help them fight a critical illness? Just imagine what you'd do. Every single one of us can make the stars align, because when we come together, hope and joy will shine.
We're back with the Road Beyond podcast. I'm Doug O'Brien from Houston's Eagle.
Todd Duplantis, Houston City College, and it's time for Fact or Fiction.
Yes.
A new game we play here where I hand Doug random stories. He reads them, hasn't even seen them yet, and determines whether they're fact or fiction. Take away this week's.
This sentence starts out pretty interestingly. All right, folks, you know how we always say nudity plus crime equals meth? Is that what we say?
Every day.
Well, today's story proves that formula once again, but with a twist I never saw coming since I've never read the story. In Phoenix, a 68-year-old man named Eugene Shelton, he would have to be named Eugene, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Decided clothing was optional and that someone else's home was fair game. Why? Because, and I quote, an alligator was chasing him. An alligator in Phoenix, a city where the only reptiles chasing you are salespeople trying to save you money on your energy bill. So Shelton is totally naked, not a sock in sight, runs up to a random house occupied by multiple children. What have you got me reading? I'm nervous about where this is going. The kids, showing excellent judgment, say, nope, absolutely not. Good for them. One brave kid even smacks the man's hand with an iron, but Shelton forces his way inside anyway because apparently imaginary alligators are very persuasive. Kids call their dad, who rushes home like an action hero, and finds Shelton sitting calmly on the couch wearing nothing but socks. Because even in a crisis, you got to keep your feet warm, you know. Officers show up, find Shelton lying in the driveway with Dad standing over him like, yeah, so this happened. They also find his boxers and fanny pack near the door. Inside the fanny pack, some pills. Who didn't see that coming?
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Shelton then admits to the police, oh yeah, I smoked meth earlier.
You think?
Shock, surprise, nobody saw that coming. I'll be honest, I thought you were going to say that happened in Florida.
No, Phoenix and alligator, those are the hookers.
I want to say,
hook rather.
I want to say that that's fact.
That's exactly fact. It
Oh,
happened
my
a few
word.
years ago in Phoenix, and I'm not sure Sheldon's status these days.
You know, the reason that I get a pretty good idea that's fact is because human nature never disappoints for being weird.
Just like
Crazy.
last week, the guy riding,
Yes.
riding the big wheel.
So here's a fact or fiction for you. In the early 1940s, radar was brand new, powerful, largely unregulated. Military bases across the US and the UK were suddenly surrounded by experimental radio and microwave signals that had never existed in civilian life. Almost immediately, strange reports followed. Soldiers described shadowy figures at the edge of their vision. Civilian communities near bases reported glowing shapes, floating lights, and the feeling of being watched, and some newspapers quietly referred to them as apparitions. Is that true? Because we know EMF can cause you to feel like
Right, that things are happening.
paranormal
This is the
things
first
are
time
happening.
they're being exposed to this type of
Yes.
electromagnetic waves.
Yeah, this is
So
in
I'm
the
gonna
very
say
beginning.
Whether it was fiction, they thought it was fact, and the story is true.
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were
So
hallucinating.
The early radar systems were crude. They
Yeah.
did leak energy, and they weren't shielded properly. So you're right. It's a perfect storm of it is a fact
Mass
that stuff
hallucination.
happened,
Yeah.
but it did not cause any ghost to appear. They didn't open up some weird
So here's
break
my
in the
question.
timeline or anything.
Could that be happening at Skywalker Ranch all the time now?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So
Have-
these
have-
guys are all hallucinating.
Yeah,
stuff.
they also say it has to do with the stuff
Right.
in the ground. So yeah, I think anytime
Could be
you have
that as
high
well.
EMF, and I think too loneliness
Yeah.
and being out on a ranch with just about 3 other guys, that'll make you see weird things too. So just say it.
We'll go with that, folks. All right. It's about time to wrap this show up. We appreciate you joining us this week and every week at the Road Beyond podcast. I'm Todd Duplantis.
I'm Doug O'Brien from Houston's Eagle. Don't forget to like, follow, and share on all the social media sites at the Road Beyond podcast. We'll see you next week.